The House just voted to ban TikTok or divest. It now goes to the Senate, and then it would go to the president if it passes the Senate. The real interesting thing of just the last 24 hours, like the AOCs of the world, they voted to not ban it. And their answer was around free speech and saying that this is giving like authoritarian power to the president to just start banning forms of media. I personally do not think that is the case at all. Maybe it was worded like that. We know the harm TikTok has done to the youth of America.
I'd also say it's the antithesis of free speech because the algorithm tells you what you get to listen to.
The button is being pressed by a competitive government.
But do we know that this isn't one of those shitty bills? You know how they all sneak other shit in these bills? I mean, I just wonder. Now I'm so used to not knowing. It's not as basic as banning TikTok. I don't know what my honest take is because we know they use these examples to squeeze things into bills.
Cash.
Ladies and gentlemen, group chat.
Cash.
It's $1 trillion. Hot.
Guys, I think we found our calling.
Yep.
The next
Nicotine.
multi-billion-dollar company.
We have a future in nicotine, and the people have spoken. They like what they like. We know this from running businesses and things is that, I would say modern day success with the internet is a combination of ingenuity and creativity, but also, crowdsourcing. And when the people speak, you got to listen. And the people have spoken. They want their zins.
Yeah. What's interesting is that as many podcasts talk about biohacking, cold plunges, we're out here pushing nicotine.
Yep.
Yeah. And I do want to be clear, not
right?
to...
Is that what you call it? Neurotropic?
Nootropic. Yep.
Nootropic.
You don't even
And
know
I
what
do
it
want to be
is.
clear, some of the... It's a neuro... You see, you need one, and they would say the word right.
Yeah.
A lot of the same people that are preaching ice baths do talk about nicotine. So we're not far off.
Wow. And so, our friend Zach White is a big nootropics guy.
Yes, he texted, I think each of us.
Yes.
I don't think he'll mind this. Can I just tell you one thing? I don't know if he sent this to you or if you guys understand what this means. Zach White, we love him. He got real fired up about this issue, probably high as shit on nicotine. Sent us a bunch of business, facts and quick little nuggets. And then he sent me so Zins, just so you know, come in 3 milligram and 6 milligram.
Yep.
I've had Zins before. I've only had 3 milligram, 6. I mean, you would notice the difference. Like it would definitely, hit you a little harder. He sent me a photo of what he is popping in his lip. And he said it's straight from Eastern Europe and it's 50 milligrams.
So wait,
so the opportunity.
So what's the multiple? Sorry, let me catch that again.
So we allow 3 and 6. I have friends that are like, yo, I'm going to go crazy today. I'm putting 2 6s in my mouth. That's like,
he's
damn,
10xing
man.
it.
He's 10xing straight from Eastern
Europe. So he
Europe.
also takes like, I don't mean to put his business out there, but he takes like 8 espresso shots a day.
Right. So this guy is just,
caffeined up.
He's really just tired. Zooming. That's why the moment he heard Zin on our pod, he just started firing off business quotes. He's like on the limitless pill, I think.
So that's interesting because
here's the thing. Zach is a very smart guy. Yeah. So he's clearly done the research and he believes this is what he needs in his life.
And I'll say, the last handful of years.
What is a nootropic? Honestly, I don't even know what the fuck nootropic is.
I don't know the actual definition, but it's essentially like a vitamin for your brain.
Yeah. It's just basically.
People always say, they'll give me something and say, oh, this has nootropics. I was like, what's that?
Yeah, it's essentially a vitamin, vitamins for your memory and focus and, a brain vitamin is the easiest way.
I don't really need any nootropics. I can't be any smarter.
Well, listen. Maybe try it out. I mean, look, hey, I'll say this. I've known Zach for quite a while now. In the last 5 or more years, he's found a lot of success. So it could be the fact that he's just chugging espresso and has a mouthful of nicotine. I mean, I'm into it.
Here's the momentum we have from the podcast. So if you're in the Chatty Cathy Club in our Discord, it is absolutely Zen mania.
Yep.
So Zen is Zen
has captured the hearts of the Cathys.
It's like not only that it's captured the heart of the Cathys in the Discord, but it's this underbelly that people aren't really talking about because mainstream media isn't talking about Zen.
Well, it's like I see it on the news.
They're trying to ban it.
Exactly. Yeah. They're doing it in the negative way. Yeah. But everyone else is trying to use it.
Yeah. And so here's where we're at from the business standpoint, as we're all about making money here. We suggested a Zen vending machine. That has sparked a lot of interest. And I've gotten a lot of DMs about people that are looking into it. We even had one gentleman in the city of Chicago email the city and they said it's illegal.
Okay.
Even
cigarette,
in bars and stuff.
Vape, and everything vending machine nicotine related is illegal.
Okay.
So I think, and I said this in the Discord, we got to stay away from the woke states and the woke cities.
Go to Florida.
Yeah, Florida will have
This is a Florida, Texas, Alabama, Tennessee business.
Can you imagine a Zen machine at University of Alabama?
Yeah, I mean, we'd sponsor the stadium.
You might as well just
rename the stadium.
It's a money tree.
But isn't this going to be similar to, I think, Zen, because Zach has done the research. He's trying to fund a Zen company right now. Yeah. So, and I trust Zach and his analysis and research. And it's going to be similar to weed, psychedelics, that society just places the stigma.
Yeah. And start regulating it.
And it actually isn't bad for you, or it may potentially have benefits for you. Because now universally it's agreed, if you have like a mental illness or something, marijuana is probably a good solution.
Yeah, for certain things, yeah.
For certain things. But right now, Zen is being kind of marijuana 15 years ago.
No, it's not marijuana. No, it's not marijuana. Marijuana was illegal. You went to jail.
No. But you know what I'm trying to say? Like the stigma in society that you can't put a nicotine pouch in your mouth because,
Don't worry. If Pfizer had came out with Zen, On would be dunking his face in it.
Yeah, he would. He would just he'd have a mask, like a COVID mask, just with Zen on the inside. Just sucking on it.
We need Travis Kelce. Mr.
He's
Pfizer.
probably zinned up. I bet you he is packing Zins like no other.
So
when you go to the golf course, you just see spit out Zin packets all over the place.
Yeah. So I think the Zen lobby. So I misspoke. I was looking up Altria's market cap and dividend. Yeah. It's actually Philip Morris. There's $150 billion. Yep. It still has a 5.5% dividend. Philip Morris bought the company, which is I think Swedish company, for $16 billion. I mean,
think about that.
It sounds to me Zen after what we've been talking about. To me, it's like an open AI.
It's Ozempic.
Yes, it's Ozempic.
But
it's
think about the fact that you never even said the word.
These are the founders that are on my Mount Rushmore.
We called Ozempic 2 years ago, and Zen's clearly the next Ozempic.
Because if there's no tobacco in it,
right?
I mean, tobacco was the problem, right? I don't know anything about
tar. Tar is the problem.
Tobacco's not
tar
good either.
causes cancer. Yeah.
And once again, I'll say it a million times. I'll say it again. You just can't burn things and suck it into your lungs. That is terrible. Even cigars, like having it in your mouth cancer. Like the problem, you can read it over and over again. The problem is the delivery mechanism of nicotine, not nicotine itself.
And if you think about the podcast circuit, which we kind of mentioned on the last pod, they're all pushing nicotine now. Yeah. All the health guys.
All of them. Yeah. It's on the desk. I mean, Joe Rogan literally will pass it out to his guests during the show. Yeah. That's the biggest media platform in the world. Like it's so, I'm not kidding.
So where are we at in the business? Are the Cathys, they want to invest? What do they want to do?
So,
I've seen the Discord.
We have two groups. We have a couple groups of people. We have operators. Folks that will operate the machines and fill the machines.
CEO and just deliver them.
Yes. And then I think it sounds like we'll have franchises pretty quickly all over the country. This is a red state business. If you live in a woke state, our machine is not going there.
Our ice pack guy needs to just put a Zen machine while they're getting the ice before they go on the boat.
Yes. It should be like, it should be like, hey, it's like a birthday party kit. We get you a taco guy, a Zen guy. You should be a Zen guy, Zen taco guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, can you imagine if you go to a kid's birthday, you just have a Zen guy just passing shit out?
I mean, they're passing out alcohol.
They're passing out alcohol, and I know parents of young kids that say, like, I will not go to a kid's birthday party if I'm not on shrooms.
That's fair.
Well, that's not a good sign. Because how are they getting to driving the kids on shrooms?
Right. Well,
that's a whole nother.
But no, shrooms are now a recreational drug now. It's basically like having a glass of wine. Do you know how many people I know do shrooms? It's crazy.
No, I know people do shrooms, but like, oh yeah, I have to be fucking on shrooms to drive my kid to his birthday party.
Is that no different than you taking a Lo Ciento while you're at the birthday party?
Yeah, one Lo Ciento has no impact on me.
I don't think the shrooms do either if you have enough experience.
Yeah.
Okay, fine.
I agree. It has some impact or else you wouldn't do it.
Yeah, of course.
It doesn't have no impact, D. I mean, you got to be getting something. You're taking the edge off. Try next time doing a little microdosing. Hop in the car.
Yeah, if I'm not driving, I'd do it.
Get behind the wheel.
I would suspect in Beverly Hills and West Hollywood at a kid's birthday party, minimum 15 to 20% are on shrooms.
Yeah, I think that's totally fair. I think it's way more normal than even we realize. I told you guys, like, this was a couple of years ago, but I'll be very vague. I was in a working situation in an office and a young lady's purse fell over and literally shrooms, like from the 1990s, like literally dried mushrooms fell out of the purse. And it was just like, oh, drop mushrooms. And no one else. I was like, what the fuck? Like what
was the event?
It was nothing. It was just in an office.
Oh, an office.
During the day. Just, like normally like a purse would fall over, maybe a tampon would fall out. There'd be kind of this little moment of like, oh, how am I, like little awkward. Like it was just a baggie of dried up shrooms. And everyone totally was like, oh, your shrooms
was
fell.
Just munching on shrooms all day.
Oh my God.
And no one even, all the other young people didn't even bat an eye. No, a tampon probably would have been more awkward than a baggie of shrooms. No one cared. And I was like, this is fucking wild.
That's
I believe
insane.
it.
I mean, look, yeah. I think getting back focused on Kathy Ventures.
Yeah, we got to stay focused. Yeah.
So I think we need to find the next steps are, let's look at Florida and Texas. Let's look at the laws of, nicotine and tobacco related vending machines, and then figure out what are the next steps to rolling. We need a pilot launched. And then we need to open up a wholesale Zyn account and get this thing going.
Yeah, I agree. And I'm going to call him out. Sean Anderson, he's our ice pack guy.
Okay.
And he was excited that I talked about it.
Okay, what state is he in?
Florida.
Florida man. Let's fucking go, Sean.
Let's go, Sean.
Yeah. Yep. It could be really good.
Yep. I agree. And I think, you can tell, we do this pod twice a week. We talk about a lot of different topics. You can tell when something really hits. And, we talk about politics. We talk about Trump, Biden, wokeness. I haven't seen a reaction like the Zyn reaction in quite a while.
Yeah. I mean,
and there's been nothing negative.
No.
That's actually the most surprising thing. Because if you were to say, like, I think the shroom conversation we just had is going to be overwhelmingly positive. Meaning that everyone's going to say like, yeah, shrooms are amazing.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I think Zyn got that same reaction from the last couple pods.
Well, yeah, but Zyn is like the whole world.
Zyn's
is
nothing.
There's been 1.3 billion cases.
Yeah, Zyn's like Coca-Cola. Mushrooms is still...
Yeah, mushrooms still very niche. Like a few million people in America take mushrooms. Everyone apparently is on Zyn.
Yeah, it seems like everyone is on Zyn.
It's great. You guys got to
like if you were to do a Ohio pulse check, can you do that and just like your
that's
pulse
my
has been
answer.
checked. It's everyone.
That's my answer. They all have a Zyn pulse.
And what's crazy is someone DM'd me as a listener and said, this is the crazy, scary part is that they said like everyone in high school is taking it too.
For sure.
If it's what do we call that? a nootropic.
A neuropic.
Good for them.
So maybe education America is on its way back.
Yeah, I'm curious. Yeah, maybe we are. Maybe our focus is what we need to keep up with China.
Yeah.
You know, they
ban
have fucking
TikTok. Give everyone Zins.
Right. We'll be fine. We'll be back in no time.
Um.
So there you go.
Can we do a quick crypto check-in?
Yeah.
Obviously, it's up, Ethereum, Bitcoin, but the meme coins are up now.
Everything's
I
back.
know. It's so ridiculous. They're going to ruin it.
Yeah. Whiff is just full of shit.
WIF. It's a dog with a hat.
It's dog whiff hat, right? That's where the whiff comes from.
I thought it was a beanie.
No, it's a hat.
Okay.
Isn't it whiff?
It's dog with hat. I think it's what the name of the coin is. And it went from 0 to 2.5 billion in like no time. Do you know how many companies are worth 2.5 billion?
Not many.
I mean, it's so funny to me how there's so many different stories of like the American economy today. Like on one hand, it's just inflation and I can't afford eggs. And on the other hand, it's dog with hat just got a $2.5 billion market cap because of all the disposable income.
I'm not going to lie. It's a cute dog. You had a dog for a little bit.
I have a dog now at the moment. Yes. And I'm going to get him a hat.
You could have had a $2.5 billion coin if you put the fucking hat on.
It was right in front of my face the whole time.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it blows my mind that like, you know, we're talking about inflation and we have an article on here about prices and all that stuff, but this is like stimmy check level fuckery.
So this is what is fascinating to me is that retail hates the 10, 20% runs. Like if you if you bought Bitcoin a month ago, you'd be up probably 20%. I don't know. It's something around that number. Yeah. They're going for the 500%. Everything has to be like,
because they're just fucking hopped up on 12 milligrams of Zen and they're just like, oh, give me it now.
And they're all going to get screwed again.
Yeah. It's
like
true.
WIF is going to 0. We know it. It's just
WIF's going to the moon.
But, you know, I think this is why this plays out over. Like if you had universal basic income tomorrow, I believe
this is where it all goes. It goes to Zen and fucking WIF.
Zen at least gives you a nootropic.
Yeah.
Right.
WIF is a dog with a hat.
I think WIF.
You don't even get a dog with a hat. I bet you get to look at an image.
Let me tell you something. This is a very similar conversation when you were like saying, VCs shouldn't exist. You know, why does anyone give? It just proved we do not give a fuck. Give us a good time. WIF is bringing billions of people joy.
And it also shows
how many people are happy because of WIF?
Because they have a dog with a hat.
Today.
I bet you millions of people woke up today so happy because of WIF. Millions of people.
Yeah, I mean, it's up 30%.
How many things bring millions of people joy? Zen?
Yes.
Prime?
Yes.
Exactly.
Right. Yeah, you got it. Ozempic.
But also, the thing I wanted to point out is this crypto, forget Bitcoin and Ethereum because that's all institutional capital. WIF is just, you know, the 18-year-old waiter at a restaurant buying it, right? And this is with interest rates at 5+%.
Yep.
So we may not even have hit the bull run.
Well, we may never get lower interest rates.
We might not need to.
Yeah, that's
right.
Point. But you know, historically speaking, 5% is a very low interest rates. It is still low compared to where we've been in like the 80s.
But I also think the thing with crypto is that we always talk about TAM. It's anyone with a smartphone can buy it. So
anyone with a smartphone can buy stocks too.
No, it's not. I actually had this conversation with a friend this morning.
Yes.
In America, you can. And he was saying in India, you can't just like buy NASDAQ.
Yeah. Well,
it's really hard.
It's American stocks. Yes, I get it.
But that was my question. Remember I asked you guys that a couple of weeks ago? Like, can you just sign up for a Robinhood? Like, it's not that easy, I guess.
No, it's not that
Depends
easy.
the country.
It depends on the country. But if you think about who's driving volume, it's China, it's India, Africa, right? That's where the billions of people are.
I know, but there's no money in any of those countries.
But WIF, all you need is like 10 million people to
10 million
buy it.
Indians.
10 million Indians and WIF's a fucking home run.
Yeah. It's good for the WIFs of the world.
Yeah. because I was literally told this morning, you can't just, in India, it's really hard to just buy NASDAQ, QQQ.
But it's not hard to buy with?
No.
It's unreal. It's
You can buy
criminal,
any
so it's
exchange.
easy.
Yeah,
It's a
right,
criminal
right,
exchange. With
There's like 100 exchanges you could buy whiff on.
Yeah, man. We just like to fucking party. We like to gamble. We like to shoot from the hip.
I know, that's all it is. It's just gambling. Everyone loves gambling. That's why VC's gonna be bigger than ever. Because the guy that runs the Norway pension fund, he wants to put maybe $250 million into whiff, but he can't. So he does VC.
Just buys the
Yeah,
firm.
he's like, we're big in Manscaped. That'll do. You know what I'm saying? I agree. Everyone loves it. I just can't believe that
also why I don't think the meme stuff's ever going to stop. Because Reddit exists. Everyone has a smartphone. There's 5 or 6 billion smartphones of the 8 billion.
Smartphones, dumb people. There's your title.
Right. This is why I'm not worried about AI. Because these phones you can learn how to invest. You can learn Warren Buffett's strategy. You can look at Warren Buffett's portfolio.
And
you can do all of it. But instead, we're dog with hat to the moon. We're going to use AI the same way. It does not matter.
All right. I want to go talk about the TikTok ban.
Yeah. It's all the rage.
The House just voted to ban TikTok or divest. It now goes to the Senate, and then it would go to the president if it passes the Senate. The real interesting thing of just the last 24 hours, the AOCs of the world they voted to not ban it. And their answer was around free speech and saying that this is giving like authoritarian power to the president to just start banning forms of media. I personally do not think that is the case at all. Maybe it was worded like that. Edward Snowden made a big deal about it. We know the harm TikTok has done to the youth of America.
I'd also say it's the antithesis of free speech because the algorithm tells you what you get to listen to.
And the button is being pressed by a competitive government.
But do we know that this isn't one of those shitty bills that has, some funky language in it that would allow them to ban Twitter in 2 years? Like, do we know that?
I just don't think that's going to happen.
Because it's a Republican control.
Even when Trump became president, everyone said, Trump's going to become president. Everyone's going to be doing this. What did he do? Just lower some interest rates and let everyone rip? What did he actually do?
Right. But they all, how they all sneak other shit in these bills. I mean, I just wonder. Now I'm so used to not knowing. It's not as basic as banning TikTok. I don't know. I don't know what my honest take is because we know they use these examples to squeeze things into bills.
So if AOC is against this ban, it's going to Republican-controlled Senate and then potentially a Democratic president. Sleepy just got on TikTok this year for the election.
Sleepy said he would ban it.
So
he didn't say he would veto it. He said he'd sign the bill.
So are the Republicans going to pass this? Because it's just them. They decide.
I'm sure a couple of Republicans are going to sway the other way and use the free speech thing. You're talking, there's a very powerful lobby behind this.
Yeah.
There are many, many billionaires. One of the people against the bill is the largest investor who's funding all these Congress people and senators to basically veto this whole thing.
Sequoia?
No, Jeffrey Cass. The
guy
he's worth $30 billion his stake is worth. So you don't think that guy, he's not trying to protect his 30, he's spending $1 billion.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, if TikTok gets banned from the US, ByteDance is worthless.
Zero.
Yep. And ByteDance privately, I think is worth 300 billion.
Yeah. Because India, it's banned in India, but unfortunately at this point, India does not matter. You could be banned in India
because they don't have the consumer spending.
All that matters is America. I mean, China, TikTok doesn't exist in China.
I saw on my Emirates flight, it was just Americans.
Yeah.
It's spending and eating and drinking.
We are the world. We make the world a better place. So let's start zinning.
Let's fucking zin and let's take some time away from TikTok, pop in a zin and get outside.
So what's your guys' prediction on the Senate, what they do? Because if you're saying Biden already said he's willing to just sign the bill.
I think this is what happened. I think The Republicans pass it, Biden signs it, and TikTok quickly divest to an American entity. And I don't think it'll get shut down. It may get temporarily shut down for a week.
What do you think?
I think these guys, I think TikTok and ByteDance played their hands so wrong on this. They had fucking visibility into this for 4 fucking years.
Yes. It was very
4
obvious
years that this was a problem. You knew this was going to be a problem, unless the Chinese government wasn't allowing them to do so. But they claim to be a Singaporean company. Fucking divest and solve. You should have got ahead of this. So if you get shut down, it's your fucking fault.
No, totally. This was a solvable problem. You could have sold it for $150 billion.
Yeah.
2 years ago.
Yeah, that's why I have no sympathy for them. Because
why would you have sympathy?
Why would I? I don't.
I mean, we've been calling it to be banned for 4 years.
I'm just saying, if there was the business case that like you want to keep TikTok and people love it, I know people love it and there'll be whatever protests in the streets.
I mean, people love cocaine. It's not legal.
We've banned it at least.
That's my point.
Fentanyl is a good example. I'd say fentanyl and TikTok have a lot of similarities.
Both from China?
From China, destroying, the country slowly.
America's white youth.
Possibly a, shadow war going on with both. Yeah. I think they're very similar. I don't know. It seems so crazy to me to think that the day would come when it would actually get banned, or really that China would. I mean, I know obviously China would divest over letting it go away and getting nothing for it, but it seems like it's going to get held up in the Senate.
I think they will get banned, and I think it'll quickly divest to a new entity, and it'll exist. It's too much money at stake.
Do you think the government will let Zuck just swoop in and take TikTok?
Do you understand?
He's now at $1 trillion company, right?
Do you know how woke our country is? Do you think they'd let Zuck buy it?
It's the right answer, in my opinion.
But don't the wokies like Zuck because he lets them moderate his platform?
They'll think he's totalitarian and he controls the media, controls the.
But Zuck lets all the Twitter files that happened where they were taking down posts and disinformation. Zuck lets them do that.
I'm telling you, I don't think our FTC chairwoman is going to fucking approve that.
But so who else could buy it? It's Elon.
I think it's like a consortium of people that put together, I don't know, $200 billion, $300 billion and get it done.
Yeah.
Blackstone.
My prediction is that TikTok's going to exist in the US, and who the owner is the question.
I think it will be a variety. But
it'll be terrible because the Chinese are really good at the algorithm.
They could still work on it.
Can they?
And it moved to America.
I think it gets held up in the Senate, doesn't get to the president.
Yeah.
How many seats do the Republicans have in the Senate?
It's pretty split. I think it's like 51
or something.
Yeah, something like that.
I don't think it gets through.
I don't think it actually get banned at all. I actually do think they've got to be back channeling to like whoever's got $300 billion to figure it out.
Yeah.
Right.
I do wonder if it somehow gives them some type of control. Like if they could, they would shut down Twitter today. I just wonder if it gives you some sort of control over. I wonder what the bill says is what I'm saying.
So right now the Senate is Republican 49, Democratic 48, and 3 independents.
Wow.
So it's very tight.
That's tight.
It's stuck in there. It's not getting through that.
Yeah, that's tough. 49. What are you idiots
Thing's
doing?
over. Just forget the headlines even happened. It's gone.
We should just do a dance and call it a day.
Nothing's changing. Yeah. Let's bring back Meg the Stallion.
Well, speaking of cocaine, did you see Alex Karp, the CEO of Palantir, on CNBC?
That was great.
The clip?
Unbelievable.
Yeah. So he said short sellers are just trying to profit to buy cocaine.
No, they're anti-American.
And they're just using their profits to buy cocaine.
To buy more cocaine.
Yeah. So it's a hot take.
I like it. I like everything about that take. I like when people talk that way that shouldn't. I like when you say what's on your mind. And I would guess that if you're in his position or any position of a, company that's had sort of like this short attack on it, it probably does feel that way. I mean, I bet it feels so annoying to have people rooting against you if you are truly trying to do well. And hey, snap a little bit on CNBC and show your emotions. I like it. I feel like Michael Saylor is doing the same thing right now a lot. And it's really entertaining to see people just be honest on these.
I didn't realize how old he is. He's 56. You realize we were at a club with them 15 years ago.
Who?
Alex Carp.
Oh, yeah. How old is he?
56.
Really?
Yeah. I Googled. I was like, how does this guy look so old?
Yeah, I thought he was like 40.
And then I Googled him and he says he's 56.
All those short sellers aging him.
Yeah. He
was
Kramer.
40 a few years ago.
Yeah. Exactly. When we met him, he was 40. We were like, 25.
Yeah. I mean, what do you guys think? I like the recklessness on
I think it's great.
By the way, here's my real take is I don't think it's reckless. I think it's like we've got to here's the problem. If we don't let people talk how they normally talk, what happens is it then happens in the side conversation, and then we continue to leave most people in the dark on how things work and how people actually are communicating with each other. Yeah. And so I think the beauty of this podcast is this is how we actually talk. This is how we actually feel. It's real. And that's what people want, not the bullshit like what you watch on television today in news. Like I want a news anchor to be like, fuck, that's a bad accident.
No, but so like to Alex Carp,
I've never seen anything like this.
Damn, Dodge Caravan got fucked up on the 101 last night.
To Alex Carp's credit, you guys both own businesses. If someone was rooting for you to fail and try to bankrupt you,
I'd be way worse. Right. You should see my CNBC interview.
And if you know that they're genuinely doing, a lot of them are doing cocaine, why not?
Yeah, fuck
Let it rip.
I hate short sellers more than anything. Like rooting for someone just to fail is just a terrible way to live life. Yeah. I don't care if it's the right trade. Go long NVIDIA, Meta, Google.
I mean, I was just listening to this because, I don't know how to say it. Like, I guess I know how ruthless this shit is, but to hear the story, Bill Ackman was on Lex Fridman's podcast and he asked him what the toughest time in his whole career was. And he talks about a time when he lost $4 billion on a pharmaceutical trade. But he says that in that moment, all of his competitors realized he was weak. And so they started pumping the price of his short on whatever the fuck, his super popular short, Herbalife. And then they started shorting all of his bets to try to like, if we short his big bets and we go long on his shorts, we can bankrupt Bill Ackman and we'll be able to profit off of all of these trades. Like it is ruthless the way that people try to get you to fail too. And this is my last question. I'm going to go a little bit of tinfoil hat is I am curious if there are people doing that to the country of the United States, which is why there's part of some 100%. Of these excuses for crime and, people betting against the dollar, or is there an incentive for a gentleman maybe like George Soros if the U.S. fails? And does that explain some of the weird policies?
So let's touch on both of them. I think Bill Ackman is on a PR rehabilitation campaign.
Yeah.
If you Google Bill Ackman Vanity Fair, I think it's from 10 years ago.
Yeah.
You could see what his peers think of him.
Right.
And it's not very positive. And it's like kind of consensus of the hedge fund billionaire guys. And maybe he's the great guy and everyone else is terrible. But if everyone's saying...
Yeah, I'm not sticking up for him as a person. I'm just giving an example of like short sellers and people that will profit off of your failure and have no care about the fact that they sort of pushed you to fail, like short sellers.
Oh yeah, that's 100% true. There's hedge funds. I think it's I won't say the name, but a massive hedge fund that basically probes IP of large companies that have been funded. And then starts staging lawsuits and backing whoever the IP could be a competitor to.
Right.
And that's their whole business.
Right.
That's horrible.
So that's all. I don't care about Bill Ackman as I don't know how he is as a person, but I'm just saying like, that's what short sellers do. That is a business strategy. The same way the strategy of like, well, let's, focus on our Facebook ads. Other people's strategy is let's manipulate this situation and short it so that when it fails, we profit.
So I'm going to do a Discord, Kathy, bleep this out, Josh.
Wow.
Oh, they did that.
Yes.
Wow.
Yep.
Bleep both those out. But if you're in the Discord, we'll share it.
Wow. All right. By the way, if you want to be in the Discord, go to chattycathyclub.com.
Yep.
You can sign up there.
There's also a link in the Instagram bio.
Okay.
But my question is there potentially people shorting the United States of America and they have an interest in increasing chaos?
Of
I would
course.
guess internationally, sure. Like Putin, MBS, China, of course.
What about George?
But how would they influence shorting America? You think Americans are shorting America?
I definitely
it's
think
possible.
there's Americans shorting America.
I think it's an explanation that makes sense. If you look at like, why would people fund these ridiculous policies that make no logical sense and continue to make less and less sense? And why? Like, why? It doesn't, the only thing that makes sense is if you're short something.
I understand your point, but I think it's just really rich people that live with security and gated gates that this isn't my problem. But conceptually, you're like, hey, there's problems in society. We need to help them. I think that's what it is.
I'll give you a really minor example. And this is a minor example of really what I'm talking about. Is I just read, you'll be very happy on, in that book, The Fund, about good old Ray Dalio.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the things
one that was kind of negative on Dalio, right?
Yes, very negative. And one of the things that Ray Dalio has done over time is had positions that would pay off if, let's say, the dollar went down or a different country, whatever, had positions that would benefit this, and then go on press tours talking about how it's over. We are about to go into the worst depression. Yeah. We are about to blah, blah, blah. And I just think that that's already a little slimy. But like the next step past that is, why don't you get some DAs into some offices that could actually decline the quality of life in America if you have a bet on it? Why wouldn't you do that if you're just a little more wild than Ray Dalio? Because to me, writing a whole book about the New World Order and about how everything's going to collapse and America is over, he has said that notoriously a lot, and he's never called it. He's never been right. He said it during our biggest boom times. He said it's all over. It's all changing.
Let me tell you something, Dalio. Take that whiff. Shove it up your ass.
Well, I've told Drama this. You can search this on Twitter that he's just a Chinese money laundering scheme.
Yeah. That's like the big tinfoil.
Josh Wolf, who's a very famous
writer.
Investor. He has a hardware tech investment fund. And he's been on record calling Dalio a Chinese money laundering scheme.
Yeah.
But Dalio has there was a time, it's in the book, and obviously his lawyers didn't, there's notes from his lawyers in there, so they didn't dispute this, but he said something about China and just negatively about their economy, which there's a lot of negative things to say about China's economy, but China,
maybe they're not giving him money anymore.
They took
all the money.
But no, what happened was his connections in China called him and said, what the fuck is that? And he retracted it, and he went and cleaned it all up, and he went and did a bunch of press how he was wrong, and he just saw it wrong and whatever. And my point is, if you're going on all these outlets and you're a really trusted guy, and he wrote an entire book about it, that they talked about, Friedberg talked about it on All In and about how great the book was. And they had him on the All In Summit and praised his opinion, but he's notorious for writing about, or for talking about, how the US economy is fucked and being wrong and having bets that would pay off if it was fucked. And so why wouldn't you go the next level if you have that short seller mentality and affect laws?
So walk me through this. Soros.
Yep.
Super rich dude, active investor, backing very progressive DAs around the country.
Yeah.
Yep.
So what's his bet? What's the counter bet to that? You back progressive DAs, that homelessness and crime increase in all these cities. How do you make the trade to make money off
short
that.
commercial real estate because now you know you can't walk down the street because you're gonna get stabbed.
Right. I don't. There's probably a number of trades, but like whatever you would trade
give me 5
on.
minutes. I'll come up with 10 things.
Yeah.
Short Rite Aid because everyone's stealing everything and they go bankrupt. Oh, they did.
Dollar Tree store.
That's Temu. That's Dalio.
Yeah, there's endless. I mean, even if you wanted to,
these guys they're brilliant, right? The people that work for them are also brilliant. If you go to someone and say, hey, what if we put a bunch of progressive DAs all over the biggest cities and said, fuck it, you could do anything you want. Model me out every scenario that would happen if that would happen.
Right. Don't arrest anyone. Loosen gun crimes. Because here's the thing. To me, we all agree those guys are smart.
I guess you could go long gun companies because everyone feels unsafe. You just let Gotham City take over.
I mean, there's a million trades.
Cities.
You could make a whole book based on destabilizing major cities. And here's the thing. We know how smart those people are. Any of these strategies makes way more sense than social justice. What, just for the good of their heart, they wanted to do this. And now they're seeing the data and they're like, no, it just hasn't been long enough. It doesn't make sense. That makes no sense.
Right.
There's an agenda of some sort. And if it's just a better America, I don't believe that they're seeing what's happening and saying, yeah, we're almost there. It makes way more sense that there's a trade connected to it.
I mean, think about it. You could short like all the regional banks if you know that like complete crime is going to get, like, look at San Francisco's real estate.
It's coming back. San Francisco's back.
Okay, you
I don't know.
You can
Not
believe
yet.
your bubble.
I think
that
they
tell you
voted
that.
in a good direction. We might be back, but all these places are still closing. Who just closed
and
their?
the real estate's still worthless.
The commercial real estate, yes,
of course.
But then, like,
that's most of the city still.
So OpenAI, you know how Lacob has the office.
Who's Lacob?
The owner of the Warriors.
Okay.
So obviously he owns the Chase Center, which is where the Warriors play. He built out a whole complex that was like mixed use
office,
all this shit. OpenAI is taking like 90% of their
okay, that's the best office space probably in San Francisco, and the best company in the world took it. I believe that. I don't think people are dying to go back.
So I have a friend who looked at a house for $3.8 million and didn't close on it, and it went for 4.3.
Okay, that's a good sign. That to me is a better data point.
But because I think they're sick of it. I think they're voting. You know, that last election was like had some really big changes. Like, I think enough is enough. Finally, you have to hit rock bottom. You're gonna have to climb out of that.
I also think a city like San Francisco, which is way easier to fix than LA, there's 800,000 to 1 million people in the city.
So small.
So small.
Yeah.
LA's 12 million people. You can't control
across like 50 miles.
Control what someone in Porter Ranch that is empathetic to homeless people, that doesn't have to deal with the homeless people, voting in Gascon.
Yeah.
I just don't get, like, if you have it in you to short Tesla, Palantir, like, you're like, fuck it. I don't care at all. All I care about is making my money. If you're not from here, where's George Soros from? Hungary?
I don't know.
Okay.
I'm hungry right now.
So not here. Why would you think that you wouldn't short America? Like, you don't care. If you make $10 billion and America crumble, what do you really, like, you don't think that there's people that just don't give a shit?
Yeah, I agree. I think there's a lot of people who don't give a shit.
I mean, George Soros, yeah, he's hungry and he's 93.
Yeah, what does he care?
He's still grinding out.
Well, his son's hungry now.
Yeah,
now
and he's just like,
wants
fuck it. They're at the family dinner. Hey guys, pick a city. What do you want to torpedo today? Chicago. Did the Cubs beat us one year? Fuck them.
Right.
Take that city down.
That's what I just wonder. I don't mean to go too
I had a
deep.
bad deep dish experience in Chicago.
You know, fuck deep dish and fuck Chicago.
Yeah. I just wonder. I really wonder if something like that is happening and they're using social justice to.
That's a big deep state. That's like a Joe Rogan conversation.
It is, but I just wonder. The problem is it makes more sense to me than what's happening currently.
I think what happens in the CIA, FBI, government is definitely deep state. I don't know if billionaires have that power.
Of course they do. It's
Yeah,
money.
because they're funding. I think regardless
They're
of what
playing
you
the long
believe.
game.
Well, look, regardless of why, it is undeniable that George Soros realized that by affecting DAs, he could actually make change as opposed to like worrying about presidents. That is a fact, I think. Like he obviously realized that. He started doing it. There is a change happening.
And
the
by
question
the way,
is why? To what outcome?
Yeah, because I think if you're really rich, it's way smarter to invest in local elections than the presidential.
Yeah.
Because the presidential is just...
because it's not about changing laws. It's just about how you want to enforce them. You don't have to even change any laws.
That was the chess move. That was the chess move.
Yeah.
Right. So he did that all for some end. What is the end is the only question. I don't believe that it's...
That's a hot book.
The good
What
of
is
the
the
country.
end?
Yeah.
I like it. We should have ChatGPT write a little conspiracy book for us.
I mean, I like the premise because
I need a 200-page book.
I'm open to everything after Epstein Island, so I believe that everything's possible.
Yeah. Okay. Well, hey, Kathy's, if you want to, pop some Zins and hop on that topic, let us know what you think.
I have an update on our Zin vending machine from Sean Anderson. He said, I've been to every school in the Southeast and Midwest. Every bar would be honored to have a Zin vending machine.
I would be honored to be behind that.
Yep.
All right. So ask him if the vending machine is in an area with 18 and above. Like it's already, they've ID'd for 18 and above people. Does the vending machine have to be able to verify identification?
I will ask him. Do you want me to ask him now and get an answer by the end of the pod?
By the end of the pod, I want to know the answer.
Yeah, if I was
that could be the winner. We're about to be rich.
Yeah, because it sounds like the Soros move here is, it sounds like nicotine and like cigarettes are treated the same and those should be different.
Yeah. What we should do is, if we're Soros of Zin,
we got to think like Soros.
We need to basically continuing to back all of these podcasters and then eventually get them on mainstream television like MSNBC.
Yeah.
They're on with Rachel Maddow saying the benefits of nootropics, Zin being one of them. That's how we institute big time change. We go to the smartest kids in America who are at Harvard and say that they use Zin. Yeah. Right? That's how we influence. And we're the Soros of Zin.
You need like Founders Fund, Keith Rabois saying nootropics change his
Peter
life.
Thiel is like, I don't understand how anyone's not on Zin. All the fellows.
He's backing a steroid Olympics.
Yeah.
How hard is it to back Zin?
We should do Zin Olympics.
Right. Yeah, this is good. We got to start thinking like Soros.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we're making progress. Look at that.
Okay.
This is good. So I didn't even, I have our list of topics here and normally I would read them and make sure that I knew what was going on. This one I chose not to click because I don't even want to know. I want you guys to tell me because this is hilarious. The subject line is nearly half of young adults have money dysmorphia. A study finds. Here are the symptoms.
It is.
I love this. I love the idea of being like, no, I don't have a bunch of credit card debt. I have money dysmorphia.
Yeah, exactly. They come up with a fucking label for everything.
Yeah.
Because the other is, which we won't probably get to it on today's episode, is DINK, which is another term, which is double income, no kids. Like people just come up with these acronyms, these phrases that take on its own personality. And so what this means is basically comparisons to others and how they feel financially behind. That's the basic theme of it. Right. And that people are struggling with keeping up with the Joneses. And so the study says that 14% of Americans consider themselves wealthy. And that like this vast majority of folks, and I think it's cases like 45%, feel less satisfied with the amount of money they have because of social media. That is the reason why. And I think it's called like the digital Joneses is how what they're saying, which is interesting because money dysmorphia is referring to mainly like young adults and adults. the same problem is happening with young people in America with their body, with their clothing, with whatever. You're feeling a certain way. Social media is so powerful that no matter how confident you are as an adult, that it will still fucking make you feel like a piece of shit.
Yeah.
Because they're talking about people who have, issues because of like they can't renovate their home. So if you're renovating your home, you're probably in your 40s on average, right? The average home renovator in America is probably in their 40s. So you're talking there's 40, 50 something year old people in America that because of social media feel like they are not being able to keep up with people. Social media is fake. It's all lies.
Yeah. Yeah.
Why the fuck don't people understand that?
And if you're posting remodeling of your home, you clearly have an insecurity.
Yeah, just
do your home.
Do your home.
Enjoy it.
Enjoy it. It should be for you.
Yeah, or maybe, look, maybe you're... I think that's a little harsh. Maybe you're just like really proud of it and you want to share the process and you really like interior.
No, I think that if you think about the logic of it, it's basically like, look, I clearly made a little more money than I had before. I'm able to put the infinity pool in the backyard.
Right, what if you're just adding a playroom for the kids? What if it's not an infinity pool?
I don't know. Would you post anything?
I think if
I wouldn't.
I think if I was,
I feel embarrassed to post things that I'm at.
Maybe because you're at shitty things. That's why you're embarrassed.
The only thing that I've kind of flexed was my courtside posting LeBron because I love LeBron.
But that was flex. You were flexing.
That was a flex.
You wanted
It wasn't my ticket.
No,
I didn't pay for it.
But it doesn't matter. You wanted to let people know
that I love the
king.
King.
Insecure.
You have money dysphoria. Dysphoria, whatever the fuck it is.
Yeah. You guys need some Zen, dude. You're calling them nootropics and
I need a new tropic. I need a new topic.
Yeah, I think social media gives everyone fucking everything dysphoria if you take it that serious. It's just, but what do? It's not going anywhere. People aren't going to stop posting, outlandish, mostly fake things. And we got to be like, at what point does the responsibility go back to the person of like, hey, man, like this isn't real, little kid, or hey, don't be on it, or hey, we can't just have everything dysphoria. Literally, I think in 2 years, it's going to be like, oh, I have money dysphoria, gender dysphoria, wife dysphoria. What do you...
Is it dysmorphia or dysphoria? What are you talking about? I'm talking about dysmorphia.
Isn't it dysphoria?
You have dysphoria. I have dysmorphia.
You need some Zen. ASAP.
Isn't the word dysphoria?
No, it's dysmorphia.
Dysmorphia. Well, hey, give me a Zen. You know what I mean?
I have dysphoria, dysmorphia.
Like, at what point do we stop kind of like feeling bad? Like, the topic of the article shouldn't be people have money dysmorphia. It should be like
people are addicted to social media.
Taking social media too serious.
It's just, well, it's also scale, because if you go to the country club, that's obviously not on social media. People are sizing each other up.
Yeah, they have dysmorphia at country clubs. Everyone does.
You go to like a kid's gala school. Yeah. Massive dysmorphia.
Yeah, because if you're not at the auction dropping the $50K,
waving that wand.
Yeah, I have money dysmorphia there.
The problem is, at least like at the country club,
my point is, it's existed forever. It's just easier to get more dysmorphic, if that's a word,
right? Because
of social media.
You're like a 19-year-old in Minnesota comparing yourself to Kylie Jenner. That's the problem. She's not at your country club. Like, you don't even get a chance to compare. Like the country club is all kind of similar people. The high school, similar. I'm sure that there's people doing better than others, but like, you can't, if you're comparing yourself to Kylie Jenner flying around in her private jet and you're in Minnesota working at Starbucks, it's like, of course you're going to be miserable.
Well, I think it's probably more micro than that, right? It's like someone that you actually know, that you've gone to dinner with, and you see them doing something, and then you're like, why the fuck am I not?
Yeah,
I don't think people really.
I think they're seeing all these little crypto fucks being like, I just got rich off dog whiff hat. And they're like, fuck.
Like, is anyone looking at Drake's freaking 747 or whatever he has and feel bad about themselves? It's Drake. He can do that.
Yeah, maybe like Soulja Boy.
Yeah, Soulja Boy.
I bet you Soulja Boy is looking at that being
Drake.
like, yeah, I bet you Soulja Boy has money dysmorphia when it comes to Drake. 100%. I think all rappers are looking at Drake and being like, fuck, I'm on this goddamn Delta flight in Comfort Plus while this guy is in a goddamn Boeing business jet.
Yeah. I think what fucks up kids is like you see a TikToker that was nobody or unheard of a year ago, and today they're flying private to the UFC fight or whatever. And you're like,
yes,
fuck,
I think that has a major
I did
impact.
nothing in the last year. This guy did this. And little do you know, the jet isn't paid for. It's all the money they have or whatever. Or, you know, like these streamers like Aiden Ross and Kai Cenat, and these guys are making so much money and they're spending like crazy. And it's like, you hear the type of numbers they're throwing around. You didn't even know who they were a year ago. And you've been, you know, working on surge pricing at Wendy's and you're miserable, but it's, you know.
Surge pricing.
Right.
That person got fired.
Right. Let's end it with winners, losers, content. D, who's your winner of the week?
My winner of the week is Temu. Temu.
Ban them.
Shop like a billionaire.
Add it to the
Talk
list.
about money dysmorphia.
Yeah, for real. They literally just targeted money dysmorphia with their whole marketing campaign.
So Family Dollar came out with their earnings yesterday. And this is the parent company is called Dollar Tree. Family Dollar is closing 1,000 stores. They missed fourth quarter revenue. They missed on profit. They have to close a shitload of stores. I don't give a fuck when anyone says this is 100% an impact of Temu. Temu is literally taking American dollar store business dollar for dollar every day. It is, in fact, increasing the addressable market of people that will shop at the dollar store because it's available on the internet.
Yep.
I don't think the low income discount retailer can put into context how much this impact has on their business. And I think it's directly, like, if you look dollar for dollar, I bet you if you saw the lack of growth or decline in sales, it's directly associated with Temu. And I think when you think about what's going to happen, and I think we touched on it earlier, is Temu is launching so that American third-party sellers can now sell on Temu.
Yeah,
that is insane.
Yep.
It's a huge opportunity for American companies because they're going to continue to spend the money on marketing and bring the eyeballs in. They're going for it. They're not fucking taking one foot off the gas here. They smell blood with these retailers and they're going to get even more aggressive. I'm blown away at like the impact. This is a 22-month-old company, Temu. It's owned by Pinduoduo, which is a $160 billion Chinese company. So they can backstop the losses for the foreseeable future. But this is a force.
You got to ban them. You got to throw them in that bill. I think
this one's tougher to ban because a lot of people do what they do.
What's the AOC counter to why you would not ban Temu?
Every American needs access to low goods.
Affordable
There's people
goods,
in my district. People in my district that can't afford to go to Target.
Yeah, and now that you're closing all our Walgreens because you're racist, at least they can get it on Temu.
Yeah,
and the dollar store is famously one of the only growing chains.
Yeah,
and Temu just came in and chopping their
I'm sure Temu knew that.
Off.
They probably saw that 24 months ago and said,
And by the way, this could never have been a venture-backed business because no one would have allowed them to lose this much money and in a brick and mortar, going after traditional retail. It had to be birthed. This is a prime example of what I drive me crazy about American companies, especially traditional retail. Temu was birthed out of Pinduoduo. Do you know how many like multi-$100 billion companies in America that are doing zero innovation?
And they're not allowed to acquire companies either.
Exactly. So just do it internally.
Right.
Fucking build it homegrown. Like, why didn't Macy's do this 10 fucking years
Well,
ago?
they're also rewarded differently. So China can just lose money because it's backed by the government. So if you're the CEO of Microsoft, all you're looking at is your P&L and earnings each quarter.
Forget Microsoft because they take big bets. I'm talking about everyone else. Forget
Just
some
like it would be a
companies.
company.
I mean, think about it. All these profitable retailers Walmart could have done this.
Gap could have done it.
Build some version of this, like be more innovative.
I mean, but
it's
you
also
know the
like
answer.
what big company, what big retailer do we have in China?
Isn't Walmart?
Taco Bell and KFC.
Right.
Yeah, we have Taco Bell,
But I'm saying
KFC.
there's
I
no
think
Amazon
McDonald's.
China, right? Like that. The thing that's so crazy to me is that they keep us from doing this,
Yeah.
and we're just like, come on in.
Yeah. Free market. Free speech, free market. You can do whatever you want in America. You don't even need to come here legally.
No, you just walk
on
right in and start doing whatever you want.
Walk right in and build a
Walk
business
in.
that crushes all of our companies.
Yeah.
And you'll
thanks
be
for
a hero.
having me. And you can say whatever you want. It's just why, I don't know. I mean, who knows? Maybe it's not that big of a deal, but it does seem like, when you talk about, in my opinion, one of the like stories of why America is the story of why America is so great is because of our businesses, our innovation, and obviously that leads to taxes. And I don't know, you just start letting someone do that not from here when we can't do it there. It just seems a little wild.
Totally agree.
Like we're just going to be like professional consumers. It seems like
we're the best.
We are good at that. We are not getting any worse at that. Anand, winner?
Winner's the Oscars. They actually had an uptick in viewership. So last year was 18.3 million. This year it looks like 19.5.
Still dog shit.
Yeah.
Still a lot.
I mean, that's like a shitty
Rogan
Sunday
episode.
night football game.
Yeah, you can't compete with the NFL.
This is only once a year, and they can't get more people to watch.
With every celebrity in the world, all the biggest celebrities.
I don't
but I get
think
it. I mean,
Leo
hey, they're up from last year, so
Yeah, he's rather go party. Yeah, they're up from last year, so that's a big. And this is it up when you have all these mega movies that you thought would draw the audience.
I thought it'd be a little higher, to be honest, but the fact that it's up is why it's a winner.
Yeah,
That's
I'm
fair.
shocked it's up.
In linear television, you expect everything to decline except the NFL.
Yeah,
right.
I expect NFL to have blockbuster ratings this year.
It'll be bigger than ever.
Yeah.
Mine, I'm going to stick to the world of fighting. Mine is, I don't know if you guys saw the clip. I'm sure you did, but I'm going to give the winner to boxing.
I did see the clip.
Not that I would wish this on anyone, but Francis Ngannou just got absolutely punched into no man's land over the weekend. And look, once again,
Where was the fight? Was it like early in the morning? Oh, I was like, why everyone's...
Riyadh had F1.
Yeah, this week, right?
Then
yeah.
Anthony Joshua and can you give context of how big of a UFC fighter Francis is?
Yeah, so he was the heavyweight champion, which, heavyweight in any fighting thing is always kind of this like honored thing because they're just massive and they're the toughest men on earth, in that sport. And he was the champion. Undeniable, went on a really good run and then left the UFC. He fought Tyson Fury, who is, some people argue one of the greatest heavyweights ever in all of boxing. And he looked good. He knocked him down. But Tyson Fury has like a really awkward style. I think Francis had an awkward style. I think it was a really perfect matchup. He got really lucky. Anthony Joshua, though maybe not as good as Tyson Fury, way more technical of a boxer. So, Francis Ngannou obviously just doesn't have those technical skills, and he just absolutely annihilated him. So it's good for boxing. I mean, it's good to say like, see, you can't just waltz into boxing and beat a boxer. So good for boxing, good for entertainment, and what a hell of a knockout. Really great UFC fight too. Happened,
That's great.
With old Donald and the gang. Who's your loser, D?
The royal family.
Yeah.
So there's a picture that, so Kate Middleton apparently has been sick. Unclear what her illness was, but she's been sick. And then last week or a few days ago was like Mother's Day, I think, in UK. And
I think it was over the weekend.
Yeah.
Their UK Mother's Day was this past Sunday.
And I think in anticipation of that, they released a picture of Kate Middleton and her kids. Turns out the whole picture was fake.
What do you mean?
The fingers of the kids, one of them is missing. It's like an AI generated photo.
Oh.
And
no way.
Yeah.
I didn't see this.
It's all fake.
Like, what is
so
it
it's
really?
either
Like
edited
extreme
in
Photoshop?
I don't know if it was extreme Photoshop, an AI situation, or what's going on, but it's definitely like an edited photo. It's fake.
That's crazy.
She has a health issue. Okay. I don't understand at this point. She's not like a ruling member of the parliament, right? Where I get if you're the prime minister of England, you're hiding your illness because it does have a material impact on probably the globe.
Yeah, if Sleepy came out with something.
If Sleepy says, oh yeah, by the way, I do actually have dementia, that would have an impact.
That would crush economies.
That would crush the economy. So they're hiding it from him. So at least they're doing their part there. This piece, if she is sick, why not be transparent and say, look, she is going through some shit. Respect our privacy. She'll come out and tell you when she's ready to do it. Why these like bullshit games at this point? It doesn't matter. If she's sick, she's sick. Let her go get better. Why fucking lie?
Yeah.
Well, I think the royal family is the biggest scam on the planet. I can't believe this country.
We love it.
Yeah.
We love it.
We love
eat it up.
Eat it
we
up.
eat it up like Zen.
Yep. Nom, 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 nom.
It's so stupid. If I was a tax-paying person in the UK and this existed and you saw the real estate they live in, this is a joke.
Yeah. There's a lot of,
we love celebrity. It's really just like celebrity.
Yeah.
They probably look at the Kardashians and say, if we worship them, it would be a joke. At least ours is a queen.
But they're funded by the taxpayer.
Yeah.
We fund the Kardashians.
Yeah, we fund the Kardashians.
We're buying everything they're selling.
Yeah, but we're choosing to buy Kylie Cosmetics. We're choosing to buy whatever Kendall Jenner's selling.
Yeah.
They're forced
I agree with you.
to just support it.
I think to me, it just feels like something of the old times that is like not surviving well in the modern kind of transparency era. Like, I think it seemed nice when everything was, like, it's just like, oh, the royal family. It's just, this is how it's always been. And there's so much legacy and there's so much, it just feels like in this age of like, wait, what do these guys do?
I mean, we were in Santa Barbara last July with our family on like a family vacation. And we went to Lucky's, which is like the steakhouse in Montecito. And I asked them, I was like, what's going on with Meghan and Harry? They're like, they're complete assholes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, what's the shock there?
My point is, why is this country supporting this family?
There's a lot of assholes we support.
Yeah, we love assholes.
Who cares? We love bad people.
Love them.
We're not just assholes. If you're bad, we like you.
Yeah. The badder, the better.
Yeah. What do you got, drama?
What are we? God, where are we? Losers? My loser's Boeing. I mean, I don't know what's going on. Once again, like it takes a minor tinfoil hat, I guess. But, these guys keep having
Soros.
Yeah, I think Soros is involved somewhere. I just haven't quite figured out where yet. But they keep having, these tragic incidences on their planes, landing gears messing up and complete door panels ripping off midair and just these horrible, horrendous things. And then the guy, one of the whistleblowers apparently, unalived himself, as the kids say, in a parking lot in his hotel, kind of in the middle of giving some testimony. Obviously seems about as fishy as something could seem. Who knows? But just taking L after L, Boeing. So
what are they doing over there?
Yeah, I don't know. It's pretty. I mean, it's going to be a great. I think there already was a Netflix documentary about it, but there's a lot to uncover here, I bet. There's probably like just layers and layers of incompetence and sort of poorly ran business.
Yep.
Anywho, what's your content recommendation, D?
I don't have any content recommendation. I haven't been watching any TV. I haven't been listening to anything. I will say it is a wonderful weather weekend in California. Mm-hmm. Get outside.
Pop us in and
get yourself
outdoors.
Some D.
Yeah.
Vitamin D.
Stock up on D. Anand, what's your content?
I also don't have any content. Football's gone. NBA's kind of in a lull.
Football's been happening for 3 months.
Oscars aren't here.
Yeah.
No Barbie. I watched Dune 2.
You like it?
It's what the kids like. I slept through most of it.
Everyone's like blown away by it, right?
What is it? What is Dune?
What's happening? What's happening?
I thought it was Star Wars.
Is it some like space traveling stuff?
It's a lot of desert. They just have stars.
Sand
Zendaya and Chalamet.
Timothy Chalamet. I love Timothy Chalamet.
Those are two really big stars.
Papa Zin. Chalamet, dysphoria. We're just fucking all over the place. Nootropics.
But those are two big stars. I think that's why the movie's doing so well.
Yeah, people. I see people ranting and raving about it on.
I like the
Twitter.
TikToks about Austin Butler every time he introduces himself. That's the only reason why I know that. What about Dune 2?
What's he do?
He just basically he still talks like Elvis.
I know. It kind of freaks me
I think
out.
he's lost his mind.
Yeah,
He must have.
Yeah, I think the Elvis character, great movie, but lost his mind.
It's like what's his name with Batman?
Heath
Ledger. But,
Yeah,
yeah, but this guy just got trapped as Elvis.
yeah.
I don't know. I have a bunch of like moderate content. I did read that book, The Fund. It's good, but it's only good if you like read Principles and like you really know about Ray Dalio. If you don't, it's not that juicy. Like it's good, but there's no like bombshells.
What are the big critiques of the fund?
Okay, so if I had to like kind of wrap it up in a nutshell, it's essentially that on the outside, he talks about these principles and how they run. Like you would think that Bridgewater was the most flawlessly run, cutting edge, radical transparency. Wow. Like I want my business to be a little bit more like this. But inside, those things are a fucking nightmare. They create complete toxicity. He is the hierarchy. No one's transparent. Everyone's scared of what he's going to say. It's just not at all. And then his trades are like relatively secretive. You know, there's thousands of employees, but like 5 know why they trade, how they trade. A lot of his success is based on what you would call borderline inside information about like government currencies and oil and things that he knows from relationships with different prime ministers and presidents and government officials. And that it's just not what it seems. I mean, I think nothing in there shocked me. Like a lot of it just feels like billionaire hedge fund stuff. But it's just if you were, when Principles came out, I was super into it. And I was like, damn, this is crazy. This is how they run. And, it just feels a little.
I mean, if the prime minister of some country is feeding you the info, it's not that hard to be successful.
Right.
And
his fund hasn't been
today, Ray.
Right. And his fund hasn't been that successful. He had some years of wild success and they definitely manage an absurd amount of money. But there are some years where the overall market was up big time and he wasn't. And he missed COVID. He missed the mark on that. He didn't handle that well with trading. And so it's good, but not that great.
So I got an update on the vending machine.
Okay.
If you have a vending machine in a venue where you have to be 18 or 21 and up, there's no liability in terms of who can purchase.
Fuck yeah. We're going to all the bars.
Oh, we're rich.
Oh my God. I can't believe how rich we're going to be.
Oh, we're going to be electing DAs in no time.
In Fort Myers, Florida.
Go to Florida and just start influencing local elections.
Totally down.
Yeah, just make Zin like it has to be on the menu of every college campus.
Big pharma.
It's called political Zinfluence.
Yeah.
Because it probably doesn't take much to advertise at like the University of Florida's like local TV.
To what?
Just go to the university and fucking
you
drop
can't
off
advertise nicotine.
Oh, that's right.
I'll go to that university with one of those old T-shirt cannons and just
COVID
shoot
vaccines,
Zins.
but you cannot advertise Zin.
Nootropics.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got to
All
get
right.
those two removed. We got to get nicotine to be regulated or looked at the same way caffeine is. Then,
Let's play the long game. It's going to take us 20 years.
yeah, we need some DS.
That's what
All
Soros
right.
I think
does.
it'll be a cash flowing immediately, but yes, to be a multi-billion, it's going to take a while.
I'll go to that
We're gonna
Alabama
open up
campus with a t-shirt
60,000
gun.
vending machines in Florida.
We need to go to China. They love nicotine.
Okay, you do that. Let us know.
No, you're the one going, not me.
We'll look
You're the
over
one
there.
that wants to sell them nicotine. I'm
Yeah.
not doing that.
They send
The
their stuff
Middle
here.
East,
We
they
don't
love
send it there.
hookah. Give them some sin.
You do that. My place is Florida.
Yeah, there's enough money in
I
Florida
don't give a
for
shit
all
about
of us to
anything
be
else.
totally fine.
Florida. Yeah.
When it comes to the TAM of nicotine in Florida, I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
Florida man's back.
Yeah.
Okay, we got shout outs. Who do we got?
All right. First one. This is from us. We got Jackie from Dipped in Happy gave us some chocolate covered strawberries and chocolate covered pretzels in the office. They're really decorated really nice. So she did some Lo Siento ones. She gave some, we got some for our whole staff. You should check it out. It's a really good gift to give friends, staff, birthdays. Dipped in Happy. That's what it's called. Thanks, Jackie.
Thank you, Jackie.
The other one is from Zach. Want to shout out my amazing wife, Portia Claire, a future pilot.
Wow. Congratulations.
Hopefully it's not a
Boeing, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, stay out of those Boeings.
Be an Airbus pilot.
Yeah, please. Okay, congrats, Forsha.
All right.
Oh, that's it. Oh, easy. Okay, great. Everyone, thanks for listening. Have a great weekend, rest of your week. If you are in LA or anywhere else that is very fortunate to have an incredible weather weekend, like we said, get out there, get some D.
And have a wonderful Zen day. We'll see you Sunday.
Have a wonderful Sunday. And how about this? All of the people in the office are talking about tomorrow's Pi Day. Happy Pi Day.
314.
Yep.
So
So apparently, like in college and shit, there's a lot of, fresh out of college people here. And apparently they make a big deal of Pi Day. So I think there's some discounts on some pies at certain places. I know, I think CPK is doing a discount. Pi Day. Who would have known? Big deal.
dorks.
There you go. Get out and get a pizza. All right. Bye, guys.